guys. Yeah, I'll be doing this is a weekly preview outlook, anything you want to say, right? And starting today, I'll be documenting my whole journey. Like I've been posting videos and stuff, but gonna be documenting my whole journey to 300K in funding, right? Yeah, that's it. That's what I want. I'll be doing that. So I'll be doing weekly reviews and weekly previews, and then look upon how my challenges and stuff worked or something, right? Yeah, basically it will be that much. No, 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 I don't know what to say. Anyway, let's go into the charts. So starting off with starting off, let's see what we have on the economic calendar. Right, starting off, we have this on Monday, right, then bank holiday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let me see. I think of all what's happening, the only red folder that I will be more concerned about it will be this one on Friday, right? It will be this one on Friday. So upon that, for this there's no red folder that can make me skip it or something, right? Just to be cautious about their times, but they can make me feel like I should skip it a day or something, right? For this, I am only trading after the red folder, right? But the rest I can't even trade London and stuff, right? Except Friday. Friday, I'm only looking for trades after like this red folder, right? So upon that, when you go back to the charts, from a monthly perspective, this is the monthly candle, right? We swept out this high, right? Where is the we swept out that high, and then my whole target currently is this low, right? Yeah, my whole target is this low in DXY, right? So all I want is price to respect this 50% of this candle. La, yeah, that's all I want. I want price to stay within this lower part, right? So when you go to the weekly, I want to see what key level can I use within this, right? Within the part I have marked out, right? This week we closed very bullish, right? Very bullish. So next week have two possibilities. We can just use that as a manipulation, as a manipulation high, or we can use this one in it also, right? So next week I'm looking upon how price reacts off this one, right? This high, right? Those are the levels I'm looking upon. So when we swept out this high, we also swept out this, right? And we had an SMT on this high anyway. So this high is pretty protected for me to reach out for this lower part, this relevant swing, right? I take this as a relevant swing for me, right? So it is pretty protected till we reach out for this one, right? We have this changing structure right here. Mm, You are wait, where's this? I can from no, let me leave it that way. Right, we have that changing structure. So I'm looking upon if price can just open up, right? Open up here, then sweep out to go lower, right? I want a closure below this, right? Mm, that's what I'm looking upon, right? So this is the one day weekly candle, but when you go on the lower time frames, you can see that there's a lot of liquidity on these highs right here. Right? Let's go to the daily. So to the daily, we had like these are the highs we marked out, right? So basically starting, I was more like we won't be reaching back for this high, right? Because I saw this, we went back into this fair value gap right here, and then we made this change in structure. But during this festive season stuff, like we went back high into the range. Mostly what I want, if we are to use like this structure shift, mostly I want price to respect the lower part of the structure. So I was expecting price to respect this fair value gap so that we just go lower, right? But we didn't do that one, right? I wanted this fair value gap to be like respected, right? So that we go lower. So all what I was looking upon is this fair value gap to be respected. Then we get a closure below this, right? Below this, and then I just confirm that we are continuing lower. But you can see we disrespected this fair value gap, right? We disrespected this fair value gap. So I'm more highly looking upon this high. I think we might reach up with this high, then do the other stuff. If we are to continue lower, then we continue off this high. I'm highly expecting price to reach for this high. But for me, except we shift, I won't be like taking any buy within like a bullish, a bearish like PA. Right? This is Dix anyway. And when we go to the H4, so when I'm like making a weekly plan, the highest I go is H4 basically, right? I don't go like higher than that, lower than that. H4 just so H4 on H4, what do we have on H4? Basically, it is like the same stuff as the daily. What I wanted was this after we swept out for this high, right? After we swept out for that high, and then formed this change structure, I wanted this range to support price. I didn't want like price to come back high into this range. In fact, I thought that we might even not like surpass this opening gap right here. That's what I thought. And when I saw this candle right here, my mind was like, we are shifting from this like swing. This is a new swing point and stuff. So that's all I was looking upon. But yeah, this festive price action sheets totally crazy and creepy. Anyway, and then we go to EU. Yeah, let's go back. Let's use EU. So if I am bullish on Dixie, it is totally pretty obvious that if I'm bearish on Dixie, it is obvious that I'm totally bullish on EU, right? So I'm looking upon this high right here, right? That high, and then we shaped out this, we shaped out that high right there, right? We shaped out that high, and then I'm looking for price to just reach out for this, right? This is like candle two, candle three, candle four for this high, right? And then when I go to the weekly, I want to see like what key level can we use. We have this fair value gap right here, this fair value gap right here, right? This fair value gap. So next week I'm looking upon how price dips into this fair value gap. I'm expecting like a reaction, so that will go higher, right? That's what I'm basically like expecting and stuff like SMT within this. I'm expecting a high time frame like SMT. So we open up deep into this fair value gap, then we go higher. And the daily, it's basically like the Dixie, just an inverted Dixie, right? Basically, like same stuff anyway. So we disrespected this fair value gap right here, right? So we are having this like equal highs. So I next candle I want to price to dip into this, and then we get a closure right here. That's my whole plan, right? And then DU same stuff for GU bullish, right? Right here we have that high, we have this high, and we also have the monthly high. Eesh. This one we respected this fair value gap, monthly fair value gap, and then we are going higher. And we also have an SMT. I don't care. By the way, I don't care about if we respect to this or something, but the main thing is for me is about at what time did we respect, and then do we have an SMT? Because for me, I basically use SMTs for like for confirmations and stuff. Even if we reverse within a key point I marked out without an SMT, personally I don't react, right? Yeah, you might say that I will be missing a lot of trades. Yeah, I might be, but I'm also like missing a lot of like losing cash, right? So when you go to the weekly, for like I think for GU, it's more like high and stuff. That's why I expect we might be having an SMT on this low right here, right? That's why I expect that stuff, right? We might have be having an SMT because when you go to the daily for GU, it is basically that we went back into this fair value gap right here, right? And then we respected. So I think for GU we might not return back for this low. That's what I'm totally thinking. Maybe you can sweep out this. Maybe you can sweep out this, right? It's possible. We can also go for this. Yeah. Making a plan is doesn't mean that that plan will be the same one or what. But that's what I'm expecting. So we might sweep up for this and then we'll make monthly SMT. That's what I'm expecting right now. And if I'm to trade going to the next week, I'll be basically looking up on GU, right? Basically, I'll be looking up on GU. It's more bullish, right? So I'll be using Dixie and EU for confirmations and stuff, then trade GU. So yeah, all I want is a closure right here. All I want is a closure. It is a closure right here, right? If you get that, I'm good to go. Not that one. This closure, right? Ash. Anyway, yeah, that is the FX strat for you, right? So we go to the indices strat. Starting off with NQ monthly. I think this stuff is more like bees, drawings and stuff. So it shows pretty bearish, but I'm bullish for this high. I'm bullish for this high. Well, we've swept out this, but we have this low. We have this low. Wait, let me make it black. raise black. So we have that low, and we swept out this low, and then we have this. So I'm thinking that price is just going higher anyway. When you go to the weekly time frame, it's a bit like the consolidation and stuff, right? Because being true, going to the last week, I was expecting a push above this high. Being true, I didn't see price reaching back this high into this week, right? Sorry, my bad. I didn't see price reaching back this far into this week, right? I expected we are just going higher to get this exposure, then we continue higher, like making cash over and over and over. But we turn back into this stuff. So right now we also have this as our key point. But if we are going higher, I don't want price reaching out for this slow, right? Basically, if we don't respect this swing point, right? This low right here, I'm trading to this low, right? Totally trading to this low. And on the daily, being true, I had like trading from such stuff, right? At least one pair should have swept or something. We have this favor up right here. If we don't respect this, totally targeting this one, totally. So if we don't respect this, I'm totally trading to this low, right? Yeah, basically that. And then the forward, nothing much on the forward, totally nothing much, right? Being true, I expected this. I thought this low will be staying. Being true, totally. This is I expected this low to stay, right? It was like anyway. ES. Then if we go to ES, ES is totally bullish. Monthly TF, right? You can see like totally bullish, right? Swept out this, and by the way, being true, like indices are the best assets to trade or something. I would say the index price action, they just give out cash. That's what I would say. Like in Ibaganda saying there's a word like zigabanga jans, right? So that low, I'm expecting this low to stay, right? I'm expecting that low to stay. This closure right here, looking for this high. So basically bullish. But if I'm bullish, I won't be trading NQ, right? I won't be like trading NQ. It's far down to the range. And then maybe this one, but more focused upon like ES. I think it will be the best for me, right? Basically. So we swept out this low, and then I'm looking for like higher. So anyway, so I have two choices. If I'm trader, I will be like either trading YM or ES, NQ nah, right? And then they go trad. We swept sorry, we swept this high, right? I am not expecting like a high like a lot of stuff to come back into the range or something. I don't expect that. But I expect like a little bit of a tracement or something, right? So I don't think it's a reverse anyway. But basically I'll be watching upon how price with things, right? But I don't take it as a reverse, right? Yeah, let's see what happens. And then silver same sheet, right? I'll basically be watching, but the main focus for me, like, it is FX and indices. So that's it, guys. Right? Just wanted to do like this outlook. So starting next week, I'll be doing an outlook, and then should I call it in look or what? Because outlook opposite out is what is the opposite of? Anyway, I'll be doing like a weekly outlook, then a preview, right, for the like stuff. Then look upon how my accounts are growing as stuff. Yeah, basically that will be it. I don't. I feel like I deserve this. I feel like I deserve to like document every single shit. But yeah, we move. Anyway, bye guys.